warm up.
Savage should have not won.
In your opinion, sir, but like that's what I always say when I like the song is about like women empowerment and stuff. You have issues with those, bro. Like
I know,
I
no
don't.
issues. It's good the message, but like, alright, it's cute. It was number one on the charts, but
It's like those songs you don't. It's okay not to mess with it. I get it, but it's like to say like it didn't deserve to win. That's where I'm like, you don't just because you don't rock with it doesn't mean like a lot of it wasn't
I'm not
resonating.
saying that I don't rock with this. So I never mentioned that. Don't play with my word. You see, I'm starting to
Bon.
pick your pattern, man.
Bon. All right. Well,
Okay, all right.
welcome,
Well,
guys.
no, I'll text it to you.
So, I mean, we started recording, so they're in our business now. So, because I'm gonna do the minimum editing this week. Welcome to the latest episode, guys.
Like that, really?
I'm gonna cut out the beginning. So this is a let out episode, guys. Cue Jadena right here.
Yeah, I'm running late, so just meet me at the let out. Y'all trying to get in, but I'm trying to get out.
If y'all don't know what the let out is, go listen to our previous let outs. The let out happens after a party, after the club, and that's called the let out when they let the club out, and it continues usually at somebody's house or in the streets sometimes, depending on where you are. It's just a good old time where we shoot the shit. So that's what we do here on Breakdown to Lowdown on weeks where we need a condensed episode because we really love you guys and we want to give you content and we are dedicated to the show. It's almost like a job, but I am in a lot of pain right now. So let us get the show on the road. Thank you so much. So much to everybody who listened last week. We beat our record for the episode with the most plays. Shout out to Austin. You guys were very interactive. Really enjoyed the guests. I thought it was, I thought it was funny some of the stuff that was, that you guys were talking about with Burger King and Meghan Markle. A lot of people had the Dr. Umar joke. I was like, okay, everybody has seen the same tweet. Because everybody was saying, oh man, they think that baby is Dr. Umar. They don't see the white passing baby that we see. I was like, bro, like, I don't know what they see when they look at that little white child. This child who is 1/4 black, I believe. He like, let's calm down, royal family. But I do really appreciate everybody. I mean, we appreciate, everybody that was commenting and interacting and sharing. Also, a lot of sharing this week. I saw you guys. We obviously can't repost everything because that's kind of weird, but I do make sure that we like and we thank you guys in the DM for that. If you guys do want to participate and give your comments, concerns, questions, opinions to what we do, breakdown to lowdown@gmail.com. It's breakdown, the number 2, lowdown@gmail.com. You can also follow us across all social media. On Twitter, we're at real_B2L. On Instagram, we are at Breakdown to Lowdown, and on Facebook, just search Breakdown to Lowdown. All of those are with the number 2 and not the word 2. Make sure to tell a friend, share, rate us, all of that good stuff wherever you listen to us.
A lot of people been doing their homework, sharing to people, telling friends to tell friends.
I see y'all, man.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
We really do. And the new wind down segment as well. This week we have a really good wind down segment which is on IGTV where we're discussing. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, yes. Well, that was last week. Sela Genesis. She's so dope. We talked about Black women in the workplace, kind of related a little bit to the Meghan Markle situation as well. But this week we're talking about Beyonce and her being overrated with Keith and Samuels. The founder of Rated R&B. So you'll want to go check that out as well. It's on our Instagram page. Oh, we're doing it for y'all. We're really excited. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say, but definitely forgot. So oh, okay. So Clarence is getting into the breakdown very early. So so no, I was gonna say this is what I was gonna say. I was gonna tell you guys the theme for this week's Let Out episode. So the theme for the breakdown is songs influenced or songs that were somehow a part of the 2021 Grammy Awards. So we're going to be discussing some of our thoughts around certain projects and songs. And then on the lowdown, there are obviously a couple of little pop culture things we're going to get into, but then the main theme on the lowdown this week is going to be family ties and like, dealing with certain toxicity in your families. It stemmed from Kirk Franklin and his son. Yeah, we're gonna get into that on the lowdown. So you're gonna stay tuned, and that's all I have for the warm up. That's all the energy that I have. So we're gonna move on.
The breakdown, 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 breakdown.
All right, y'all. So welcome to the breakdown this week. I forgot to I don't remember. Maybe Clarence can remind me if I said in the warm up. Did I thank Austin for coming on and thank him? I don't remember. I did. Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Well, just in case, yo, shout out to Austin.
shout out to him. He was a good dude. If you guys didn't catch that interview, go back and listen. It was fun. We had a little good time. I like guests like that. Very easygoing, and he's so professional too. Like working with him is great. So I enjoy that. All right, y'all. So so the theme on this breakdown for the Let Out episode, of course, we are talking 2021 Grammys, and I'm just gonna start off with one. I don't know whose turn it was to go first, but this is the Let Out, so we don't need to follow the exact format. I will say I want to address a song. Okay, I'm gonna address it first because I know Clarence doesn't feel the ways that I feel about it.
Choose your
It's
word, man.
what?
Choose your word carefully.
Oh, like Clarence
Yeah,
has been threatening me for like a
hold on.
long time now.
I'm not treading nobody. I know you. I know your game. You have a way to
There's
flip words, flip shit against me. So I'm ready for the smoke.
there's no games. Listen, Beyonce's Black Parade, she won for this. Well, this specific song actually won for best R&B performance, which is it's for like an overall track basically. And at first, I remember when I saw Beyonce was leading the pack with 9 nominations at the Grammy Awards this year. I was like, what?
Well, she didn't do anything.
And then I was like, 3 of them, or well,
In
two or
2020,
three of
she
them
wasn't out
came.
there like that. So
Sorry.
in 2020, she wasn't out there like that.
She wasn't, and that's what was surprising to me because I mean, y'all know, Beyonce's my girl, so she continues to be the standard for the industry. Even when she does the least, she's still doing more than the other girls. She did release a whole movie on Disney Plus during the pandemic. So Black is King did have a nomination for best music film, I believe, and then Brown Skin Girl had a nomination for best music video, and she won actually for that because Brown Skin Girl is a dope video for
Yeah,
real though.
yeah,
Like
definitely. Yeah.
non-biased, that is a beautiful video, and I think it won Blue Ivy her first Grammy, which was interesting. I mean, she's only 8 or 9. I'm not sure. So that congratulations to Blue Ivy. And at that age, I was doing absolutely nothing, so that's great. Definitely not starring in music videos. Uh, and then
Well,
she go ahead.
if you pay attention to the it's for best R&B performance, right? Black Parade.
Hmm.
Well, if I look at the category, Emily King, See Me, Go Ahead, Brittany Howard, or like Me, Jacob Collier. Well,
The only competition I found in that song in that category to me was the Janae Aiko and John Legend track, which was actually a very dope track as well. But that was the only competition for me in that category.
yeah, no, I agree with you on that. To be honest, I feel Black Parade won by politics, if I can say it like that. Because to be honest, I feel like that Beyonce Black Parade was a big placement for her, so and it was a big movement. It came out on Disney Plus, so I think that's why that she won. To be honest,
Well, I think Black Parade, the circumstances around it
yeah,
was as you know in her acceptance speech, she mentioned it too. Like she
yeah,
wanted to address the times, and it was very big black movement, black empowerment. It went
Yeah.
along with the movie, of course, obviously. And I do think that it had its effect. It's like I told you guys, the listeners, it's a song that had to grow on me. Initially, I really didn't like it. You guys heard me talk about it on the show myself. But then it grew on me. I was like, I understand it now. The lyrics made more sense. The harmonies, I'm a sucker for like background harmonies that she was doing, the layering.
Mhm.
So in terms of the construction of the song, I enjoyed that better. The beat took some getting used to for me, but again, it was a big grower. But once I saw it, I was like, maybe that's what the Grammys are looking at, and they understood it quicker than me, and that's why it had all these nominations. But she didn't win for Song of the Year. I think she was nominated either for Song of the Year or Record of the Year. But they really don't usually give Beyonce the big awards, like the big four, which is anybody who knows the Grammys, they know that there's the biggest four categories are Best New Artist, the oh my god, best album, and then Record of the Year, and then Song of the Year. So she has never won. Well, she has won. She won Record of the Year back in 2009, but that's the only major award that she won.
Mhm.
She's never won Album of the Year. So people, have some thoughts about that online, that they give Beyonce awards to pacify the fact that they won't let her into the bigger categories. But that's another conversation. We're speaking about Black Parade, and I want to say that I personally, I do like the song and its message. And in a certain mood, it inspires me and makes me happy to be black in a certain mood. So that was why I wanted to discuss it. Is there what's the song that you want to discuss, or a moment that you want to discuss?
Oh man, if I'll go with a song, I saw Anderson Paak won for best. I'll tell you that exactly. Yeah, he actually won for best melodic rap, which I thought it was kind of weird.
Killed a man in broad day, might never see a trial. We just wanna break chains like slaves in the south. Started in the north end, but we in the downtown. Riot cops try to block, now we got a showdown. Down. You should have been downtown. The people are rising. We thought it was a lockdown. They opened the fire. Them bullets was flying. Who said it was a lockdown? Goddamn lie.
Turn on YouTube, dog. Look how they do it.
Yeah, it used to be best rap song. Remember they changed the name? It used to be
Oh, okay,
best rap
yeah, yeah.
song, but then it's like melodic rap, which is, I don't know, it's weird.
But actually that track was one of my pick.
Mhm.
Um, Last year, I remember in one of the episodes,
Yeah,
I fuck with the track and everybody
love it.
knows Anderson Paak is my god. But I'm conflicted by that one
Why?
because I think Roddy Rich should have won. The box should have won, but
What did Lockdown best melodic rap? Okay, okay. Um
the box was a victim of COVID. The box came out at the end. See, that's the thing with albums that comes out at the end of the year, during fourth quarter.
Yelling out the coupe at the lot. Tony fuck 12, fuck SWAT. Busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box. Had to put the stick in the box. Pour up the whole damn seal. I'ma get lazy. I got
Because it goes into the next year, but by the time that the years go by, there's so many albums that comes out that we kind of forget about the
mhm.
album
Yeah.
or the single. And first of all, like Roddy Ricch had an underrated project.
Mhm.
Um, and that track, the box, I don't care what you're saying, it was everywhere.
Mhm.
Love on it was viral. Anybody doing videos on TikTok or whatever, it was the box. And if you would go to parties, well, before COVID, but but if you would be at the club or whatever, the DJs would just literally like stop the song and people would sing.
No, it was a big track, but I'm looking at it as I like to think that the Grammys go based on a couple of things, a mixture of popularity and then a mixture of quality. And then I'm looking at, I think that overall, first of all, Anderson Paak has had a huge year. And I think that him aligning himself with Bruno Mars is one of the best things that he could have done in life. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit
Mhm.
later on the lowdown about this, but I think that Lockdown, to me, musically is a better constructed song than The Box.
No, of course. But see, I'm gonna tell you why I think the Grammy sometimes they kind of lost in the sauce. Sometimes they go with the impact, and sometimes they just go all of a sudden with the criteria are like the best, like you said, a construct song.
Hmm.
Um, I agree with you to a certain degree, but I feel like the Bucks should have won.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
Yeah.
Listen, so that's
Okay.
fair. I want to.
I don't know what you got on your end.
Oh man, listen. So I think one of the two main ones that I really wanted to see win, it did happen. So Beyonce won for best R&B performance. I wanted her to get that one, and then John Legend won for best R&B album. I really wanted
Mhm.
him to get that one because you guys know I've been a stan of the Bigger Love album since it came out
Mhm.
because I just
Underrated
didn't
album.
underrated album. That thing has been replayed so much. I've used it for hey, we're grown ups. I've used it for sex playlists. I've used it for like just random grocery shopping or driving. Like I do fuck with the album honestly, and I was like, one of the songs that has always been so interesting to me is the song "Slow Cooker."
We will, cause we will, cause we will end up burning down this place. Yeah, our lives worth waiting for. Just let it stew some more. Bring out each flavor and spice. Stir up what's mine and yours, like I warned you before, yeah. I can't help that I'm a slow cooker, slow.
Because Slow Cooker, it's so like it creeps in. It's so creeping and it's so sultry the way he's singing it. He has that classic deep John Legend kind of voice that he gives to it, and it just like come on to it hugs you like the way his voice is warm and hugging in that song, and it's very inviting into the song. So even yes, it is a little slow, but it goes with the theme of the song, right? If you've ever used a slow cooker, and then at when it gets to that point, it's that important point, and then it climaxes. So I feel like that song has always resonated with me well. It gives me a little also an old school like a cabaret type vibe as well with that. So I was happy for John, honestly, because he at his core he is R&B.
No, he is actually, and I'll stay in the same lane to be honest, because actually, that album, to be honest, like I said, it was super underrated, and the reason
Yeah,
it's underrated is because, and I was part of those too, to be honest. You know, we got so used to Poppy, John Legend, like pop
right.
John
Yeah,
Legend
yeah.
track
Like
on the radio, the radio singles or whatever. Like even that song, like "All of Me," has been playing everywhere, and like we
all of
used
me,
to that.
John Legend. Yeah,
Yeah, we used to
even
that
though
song
it's a
because
great song, but when it gets so pop, it's overplayed.
yeah,
So.
exactly. So at one point, I'm not gonna lie, I stopped fucking with John Legend for a little. Even like I like him as an artist, but like I didn't like that John Legend, and that album actually brought me back to that
Mhm.
John Legend that
Mhm.
I used to love.
Mhm.
Slow Cooker is a standout. I agree with you on that because of the vibe, and for me, it's actually the one of your pick that you had in the
Which one?
episode of Hula.
Come and get me wasted. This is dedicated to that ooh la. Run it to me real quick. I'll be going stupid for that ooh la. Don't make me wait. I've been thinking about it all day. You know what I want. The second, the minute I'm home, it's ooh la. That's the only music.
Ooh la, ooh, ooh
Hula,
la.
man, that
That's
song,
that
man.
one is sexy. Yeah,
Man.
that's a. It makes me see that song makes me see John Legend not as Arthur, but as a person
Mhm.
that I could actually have sex with. You know what I mean? Like I meaning like it gave him like sex appeal a little bit. It made him it was swag. a lot of swag on that song. It was dripping. What did the young kids say? It was drip. There was a lot of drip there, I think. So yeah, I think is it the first track on the album, I believe.
Yeah, it's actually, I don't know if it's an intro or whatever, but it is the first track.
Great
And
way to intro
it's
this
a good
album.
it's a good way to start the album. It just
Excellent
puts
way.
you in the mood, to be honest.
In the mood to do what, Clarence?
Man, shoot your shot, just go straight to the point. But anyway, so
I feel like, see, Ooh La is like would be like a theme song for Clarence, because online he goes by Who is Mr. Cool, and that feels like it fits that vibe to me, honestly, the Mr. Cool type vibe. You don't agree? Okay, well, c'est correct.
no, no, it's actually funny. That wouldn't be the track that I would have in mind. But
Well, that's what I have in mind. Okay,
but
and I
actually,
want
but anyway, like
I do want to say that, like, for me it's similar to you. Like, I wasn't paying that much attention to John Legend, and then I will say shout out to Swiss Beats and Timbaland, because if it wasn't for that verses with Alicia Keys and him, which was probably my least favorite verses of all time. Sorry,
really,
but well, like, yeah, probably. I'm not gonna. Yeah, it was.
there's
Um,
definitely worse verses than that. But anyway, that's another topic.
But okay, but I really didn't like that one, because first of all, there was something wrong with the timing, and both John Legend and Alicia Keys are extremely corny, and they kept trying to dance, and I was, anyways. So, but there is a moment on that verses when he plays "When You Move, I Move" with Jhené Aiko, and he says that it was on his new album, and I was like, oh, if this is what the new album is bringing, I need to listen to that. So if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have ever pressed play on Bigger Love. So yeah.
You see, I'm not just a quick side note, but I was thinking about that the other day. Like, John Legend should do a collab project with Rick Ross.
Oh, yo, they have joints. They have
Yeah,
joints.
they got bangers together.
I
So
agree.
I don't know. They should do like a whole project. Him, Nas, and John Legend. Like,
I
just let Rick Ross choose all the instrumentals. But anyway, that was a quick side note. But
no, I completely agree. And then, so for me, like, I also there was some honorable mentions for me at the Grammys, and for best traditional R&B performance, one of the well, Lettucey won, and she won for. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was a great song.
To keep on fighting for love like ours. It's worth it. I'll do anything for you. I will do anything for you. Whatever. I'll do anything for you.
Lettucey was singing her ass off, but I wanted Chloe Halle's "Wonder What She Thinks of Me," because
She thinks of me when she sees my name on your phone screen. You drop everything just for me. You know behind the scenes, you tell me everything. I know you don't forget how much you needed me. And while you do enjoy Paris, your loving is careless, but it's not ever.
I am the biggest turnaround fan of that song. Meaning, like there's two songs on my list here that I've talked about already that I wasn't a fan of and I became a fan of.
mm,
And "Wonder What She Thinks of Me," not hated, but I would say I heavily disliked it when I first heard it. And here's why: it was on Ungodly Hour, and I was used to a certain sound from Chloe and Halle, very modern R&B, very, you have that new type of production, that modern type of production, these young producers, these intricate, like, but very, like, kind of computerized melodies that they were doing, in a sense that they weren't necessarily the old school runs and stuff that they were doing. They had a very Chloe and Halle approach to melody and harmony. That's what I was used to them. So
mm.
when I heard this very traditional R&B track in the middle of the album, or near the end of the album, I should say, I was like, what? What is going on? Why is this happening? Like, this is, I, it felt out of place to me initially. And then listening to the album a few more times, because this album, Ungodly Hour, has been one of the albums on a heavy rotation for me in 2020, in the past year, and I understood the insertion of the song, and I also thought that it showed how versatile they are, and they're able to give a nod to what is traditionally known as R&B, while also in the album showing that they're still going to be Chloe and Halle, but they're still able to go to the roots. They know the roots of the genre. They know how to approach melody in that traditional way that we're mostly used to, and they don't always have to be like super over the top or extra like that. And that's what it was, a classy piece, very classy, very lyric based, clear on the story, and tugs at your emotions. Wonder what she thinks of me, like like when you're with her but you're thinking of me, and very R&B themes. So it grew on me, to say the least. Yeah.
And I was saying the same lane again too. Regarding Chloe and Ali, man, they took a
Yeah.
lot of L's.
They what?
They took a lot of L's at the Grammys, to be honest. No, no, it's facts. Like I was expecting them to win at least one or two. Like best progressive,
Well, I mean, listen, I thought they would have got who got the best progressive, who got it?
Thundercat. It is what it is.
Thundercat.
It was a dope
Interesting.
album, but Ungodly Hour deserved it more, to be honest. I feel like there were no competition at all that category. It should have been like a no brainer.
I mean, that's interesting to me that the Grammys didn't give it to Chloe and Halle and gave it to
Yeah.
Thundercat, considering the albums are pretty equally yoked. And I would say what would have pushed Chloe and Halle over the edge is their influence this year. So that's interesting that they lost. But
And even for best R&B song, Glasper won Better Than I Imagined, which is
wait, were they nominated in that category?
yeah, best R&B song. Robert Glasper, Better Than I Imagined, Black Parade, Collide, Do It from Chloe.
Oh, they lost on Do It.
No drama, no baby mama, keeping it cute. Ooh, ooh, that's just what I do, and that's just how we do it, yeah, that's just how we do it, you like it what I do.
Yeah.
Wow.
They didn't won, so that's why I'm a little bit in shock, to be honest. And then that other category too, the one that you just talked about, best traditional R&B. Well, let us see.
That song was better. That song was better to me than Let Us See song. But what people are saying is like, oh well, Let Us See didn't have that much opportunities to win Grammy, so let her have this. Because Chloe and Halle, we know that in the next coming years they're gonna have more opportunities. I'm like, understand that, but I don't think that that should be a deciding factor when the Grammys are giving awards. Give it to who deserves the award.
Yeah, but that's what I've been saying since the beginning. They just pick and choose whenever. They just flip the script or use their criteria to their own. I don't know how to say it, but like you know what I mean. Like
No, I know what you mean. I
yeah,
know what you mean.
yeah, I'm getting tired, folks. But
But yeah,
but now I feel like they took a lot of L. I think like this year, I feel like it's been their break. Well, this the past year, sorry, it's been their breakout year. They've
for
been on
sure, for sure.
any platform doing interviews. The same way that you say that her is everywhere, not to her level, but I feel like Chloe and Nally was out there,
Chloe, they're getting
and
there, and I do
they
think
had a
over in
dope,
the next coming years, people
yeah,
are going to be talking about them for sure.
they had a dope project to back it up. So I'm not even worried for them. And anyways, like I always said,
Did you
dopeness speak for itself. So
exactly? Did you hear Chloe's freaking little cover to Trackstar?
yo,
Holy shit!
that shit was insane.
These girls are like they're coming for the next. I hope they don't separate yet. I know people are talking about, oh, somebody's gonna go solo. I'm like, I hope they don't separate yet because I do like how they sound together. I know eventually they probably will separate, but not yet. Give me one more album.
No, they won't. I don't think so.
We'll see. We'll see. But okay, so the last kind of thing I
Hold
want.
up. No. See, that's what I don't like. People, every time there's a group, yes, of course, there'll be the Beyonce of the group, but why y'all expecting them to break up?
Well, that's I guess that's always how it's been. Like groups don't stay together forever, but this is different because they're sisters. So I don't know.
Well, Migos are still there. It's not R&B, but Migos are there, even though they released like single album, but they still out there.
No, but rap groups stay together
Nah,
because what else are they gonna do? Because
that's not true.
okay, well, who's a rap group that disbanded?
G Unit.
Okay, well, okay, all right,
Wu
whatever.
Tang, Wu Tang are not the well they're doing their own thing. They kind of old. Wu Tang is not the best example. Well, we didn't have a group in a minute. To be
Like
honest,
I'm thinking about the older like Run DMC. Like these people stay together. It's not like and they're able to come back and
yeah,
perform their classics and
they
it,
still together. Wu Tang is like a big event where they perform all together, and even though there's always someone missing,
Now NWA definitely broke up,
And
obviously.
then NWA, G Unit broke up. What else? 3 6 Mafia broke up.
Yeah, but like, do they go on to have like? Because usually, what happens with R&B groups, they separate to do their solo careers, and usually somebody has success. Like you saw with Fifth Harmony when they broke up. Normani has had some, well, I don't know a lot, but she's definitely had some success. There's another girl from Fifth Harmony that people like, Camilla something,
Camila, yeah,
Cabello or something, and if you look at One Direction, I believe Harry Styles is the girl, the hot girl from that group. Um,
I forgot about One Direction.
See, like usually
But,
there's somebody that has a big success from a breakup, I would
but
say.
that's the thing. Like groups usually that's the difference between hip hop and R&B. R&B, I feel like the label put the group together. That's why you have a tendency, like the label, they're gonna be like, you definitely know, like the Beyonce of the group, like Fifth Harmony, you could see right away. Pussycat Dolls, you could see right away.
Yeah.
And I was about to say 702, but man, they all
Was there a Beyonce of the group in TLC?
TLC, not even.
Mm,
They came as a package. To be TLC is that one exception that came as a package, even
mm.
though like Left Eye would do features here and there, but they all come. TLC would come as a package.
Yeah, they were kind of equal, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
they were one of those groups that were put together by the label. That's why I mentioned them.
exactly, and the difference, because I said that that's the difference between hip hop. Hip hop is like, yo, they've been in the hood recording with like the closet booth at the crib in the basement together recording 25/8, and then when they get rich, that's when like, okay, like let me do my solo thing, but they always come back together. So there was
I would
always
say, but if you're a classic group, you can do that. Like I'm waiting on Destiny Child to do that. A lot of people think they might reunite for the 25th anniversary, but Destiny Child be playing games. They don't like to reunite as if. But like I'm thinking of somebody like New Edition. Like people they broke up. Of course, the most successful solo I would say would have to have been Bobby Brown after the breakup. Even though some of the others released tracks and stuff, but they always are able
about
to.
Bobby Brown. Sorry,
Sorry.
we all care about Bobby Brown.
But exactly. So, but they're still able to now, as grown men, come together, do a reunion tour and stuff like that, and work together. Some groups they break up and they just don't be fucking with each other. Period. Which,
112, they never came back together.
well, B2K is struggling at it.
B2K, oh man, Raz B. Anyway, that's another topic.
Well,
Jagged Edge are still together.
that's true.
Nobody went solo.
That's true. That's true.
Drew Elliott was a Cisco.
Of course, Cisco, everybody knows. But well, I will say there's a group that I'm not ready to break up anytime soon is Silk Sonic, and that oh man, Bruno. If you guys don't know, Bruno Mars and Anderson Park have created a duo entitled Silk Sonic, and the first single, "Leave That Door Open," has been very successful, very well received. They performed it at the Grammys.
Oh, you got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping wine. In a robe. I look too good. To be alone. My house clean. My pool warm. Just shake. Smooth like a newborn. We should be dancing, romancing in the east wing and the west wing of this mansion. What's happening? I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open.
I'm in love with this song currently because it's already so popular. One might say it might already be overplayed in my household because I've played it at least 50 times a day, but I don't understand how I never thought that they should be together, but this is like almost what has been missing in my life and I can't wait for the album. I think
Intro,
yes, I heard the intro. Yes, because
intro, yo, that shit got me hyped. And when I realized like these dudes know what they doing.
mm,
Yeah, when you have Bootsy Collins working with on your shit,
oh, yo. They're not messing around.
it's,
They're
it's
not.
it's already destined for greatness. So
They're not messing around. This song is intricate. One, it is fun.
mhm.
It's like it's not like I would say it's not a one of those slow tempo. It's more mid to up tempo. It definitely has a vibe that gets you like swaying. Obviously, they love that. They both love that old school nod to that old school traditional type of R&B, singing at a mic, which you're, with the coordinating outfits and all of that. So you get a lot of that. People have their opinions, but I don't want to get into all that right now. I think that for a first single, the way that they're singing on this, both of them, the melody is super strong. It gets stuck in your, oh, you got play. Like, it's melodic, it's catchy, it's fun. Congratulations to both of them. It's a hit.
Definitely, man. I can't wait to hear that project. And I was actually what I like about that track is that you can clearly see that they worked on this together and they clearly know their roles.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Because I was listening to one of the interviews that they did with the Breakfast Club, and Bruno Mars was like, "Yo, it was nice actually to work with Anderson because it's cool when you work on a track by yourself, but when you got a different perspective from someone else as dope as you, like you was saying, like man, you already know Anderson can play all type of instrument, especially like drum. That's his shit. So there's a lot of, and you can see both influence under that track, and they both have different approach on the way on music, but it came out good. So that's what I like
for sure
about that track.
And did you wanna talk a little bit about Freddie Gibbs versus Nas?
There's no verses, but
No.
not the verses, but like there's no like beef or whatever or like debate.
Yeah.
But no, that category, basically Nas won for King Disease, which is his first Grammy.
First Grammy for Best Rap Album, yep.
It was a dope album.
I really enjoyed it, but I'm a bigger Nas fan than Freddie Gibbs, so I'm biased.
But I was actually expecting either Royce or Freddie Gibbs to win that one. D Smoke was debatable. It's a category that is debatable, but I feel like Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo was a more complete, full body of work. It was more creative, but it was more fluid. Because actually, the whole project was produced by Alchemist. And
yes, because it was a collaboration project, yeah.
Yeah, it was a collaboration project, and one of the standout for me from that project, man, I'm having a hard time picking up a standout. Well, for me, it's either Babies in Full or Scotty Beam. Actually,
Yes, Scotty Beam was one of your picks, yeah. That was a dope one.
Revolution is the genocide. Yeah, my execution might be televised. Cross niggas like Bubba Chuck. I never gave a fuck. Hook shot a hole like Kareem, but I never lead the Bucks. Sick with the Acme and Jack, pouring 3 liters up. It hurt to say I miss you. The real ones always be leaving us. Caught up in the moment, most niggas folding or freezing up. Sometimes it be your own damn homies. Judas set Jesus up. Yeah. The revolution is this genocide. Made a sex tape with your bitch, that pussy televised. Thug nigga with some exotic dreams, erotic dreams. Fucking hella thoughts, but I really want me a Scotty Beam. Shit was different when Mike left, and it was Scotty team. X won't take me back with.
Yeah, so that was the thing of Nas. Man, Nas too was a dope project, but I don't feel it was as fluid as Freddie Gibbs' album.
Right, well, he had one producer, so.
Yeah, they have multiple producers, but it doesn't change the fact. Sometimes you can have multiple producers and like you don't even have to press like the skip button. You can just let it play. I feel like Nas, the first listening you're gonna let it play, but after that you can definitely skip some tracks. Even though it's a dope project, there's no weak track for me. If I go with a standout, man.
Well, I mean, I love Spicy, so I'll just say that.
Yeah, Spicy, but that's Spicy. Yeah, that's the track that when I got the fresh kicks on and shit. But
okay.
But nah, I would say the track with Lil Durk actually, Kill the War is one for me.
That one was good. Yeah. See, but I really enjoyed the album overall.
Full circle, the whole firm reunion.
Your bottom left you. It's up to me and you, Goldie, through introspection. You ain't go to you Nas, and my heart ain't cold as it was. And I go through multiple love triangles over and over enough. I talk to my boxing trainer. He's my logic explainer. Conversations through our combinations. He told me stick and move. And different rules apply to different women. Some women's into licking women. Some women's independent. Some women want brothers who educated. Some women want Benz's leather seats that are perforated. Some do malevolent snake shit. Yeah, you can miss me with that fake shit.
Dialogue superb, flies cars on the curb. Word, when I evolved, a higher guard emerged, reserved, more subtle. Come from the stress.
With Dr. Dre and AZ and Fox.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. That has to be probably my favorite track. But I will say, honestly, I think it's probably for the Grammys. It's a what do you call it? A redeeming Grammy, like for probably some shit that we owed you from a long time ago. So yeah, just take it for this album
Yeah, but
because
I wouldn't give it to that. I feel like the year that he should have won was when he made that Untitled album, that nigger album, that he called it. But
yeah,
for the
yeah,
same year, well, actually that year you had Jay Z, American Gangster, you had
it
Lil
was a
Wayne,
tough
Carter
year.
3, you had
Yeah,
Lupe Fiasco, The Cool. So that was a tough one to be.
and rap used to be good, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Not saying that it's not good, but we're having some technical difficulties. Now, guys, that's kind of all we have for our kind of discussion on standouts for the Grammys this week. Well, this past week that aired 2021 Grammys. If you didn't watch it, but let's get into the lowdown because we have a few more things to discuss, and of course, our main topic. The lowdown. Yes, y'all, welcome to the second half of the show, The Lowdown, on our Let Out episode this week. And as you guys know, it's mostly one topic that we're going to focus on our main discussion, but a few little things that we have to hit on because it's absolutely necessary, some of the things that happened this week. So I first want to not quickly, but I have to mention the shooting that happened in Atlanta at the Atlanta spa by I'm gonna say his name because he's a criminal and thug and all the things that y'all call us. Robert Aaron Long, who is the suspect, 21 years old. My goodness, Jesus Christ. He basically went into a spa in Atlanta, about 10 miles west of Woodstock, and the shooting left about 8 people. At least four of the people shot were Asian women, and they were murdered. The four killed in the shooting near Woodstock were Delana Ashley Yohn, 33, Paul Andre Michaels, 54. Yeah, I don't want to mispronounce it, but it's another lady, 49 years old, and Da Yu Fang, 44 years old. And so yeah, and there was one survivor, Alicius R. Hernandez Ortiz. So that situation, when I heard about it, it immediately put me in a bad mood, obviously, because you're not only are you going around killing people, but you're going into a spa and killing people based off of race, off of a hate crime. Like what is like? See, I don't want to be disrespectful, but it's like, what is it? Like Asian women don't give you no play. Are you sick? And this is my thing because they've already been trying to defend him in the news, and they're like, oh well, he's been treated for sex addiction. Who the hell cares?
But it's not a.
There's no excuse to kill
I don't
people.
want to laugh, but when it's like, oh, really? No, the fact that you just told me that, I was like, really?
But that's what try to find excuses for them when it's one of their own. And for us, they would have already pulled up the longest rap sheet. They was talking about George Floyd and what made him worthy of death.
Yeah.
Fuck.
There
I'm
was some
just
development in the George Floyd thing though recently from what I saw, but I didn't have time to check on it though. But anyway,
I don't know.
probably
I haven't seen
probably
it.
something to piss me off.
Probably. I won't speak on it since I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
I want to
we'll come back on that.
for sure. I want to just present my condolences to everybody who lost somebody
Uh,
in that horrible incident. It's very terrible, and I hope he is prosecuted to the full extent of the law as he deserves to be. So quickly again, just to wrap up from the Grammys, Beyonce beat some kind of record. At first, I was very confused about the record that she beat. So she is the most Grammy awarded artist of all time. There's only one person with more Grammys than her, and that's Quincy Jones. She has 28 Grammys, most of any woman, excuse me. So kudos to her. I'm always like, even though I do take the Grammys a little bit with a grain of salt for all the reasons that Clarence and I just discussed. Sometimes they give you Grammys to pacify you. Sometimes it is based on talent and quality of the song. Sometimes it's literally just because, oh, we owe you this from years ago. Uh, and sometimes it's to excuse themselves for not being able to, for being too racist to give you any of the top categories. So we can't give you album of the year, but take all of these R&B awards. So, I take it with a grain of salt. But congratulations to Beyonce. She looked surprised slash happy, I think, to have won that. She actually looked more excited that Blue won a Grammy. So, you know, I guess congratulations to her.
See, yeah, I'm having an issue with Beyonce and Jay Z at the Grammys. They don't keep that same energy. Anyways,
Oh, go ahead.
one day they boycott it, and after that they back. Then another time they boycott it. Then after that they back. Like, what game you play?
I feel like they paid them a bag, or Blue just sent them to pick up her award. They were like, "Please go get my award because you guys know I'm." So I don't know, because it is true that Jay Z vocally speaks about being
Yeah,
anti Grammy, and I don't know.
he boycotted multiple times already. But
But they did show up as if it was a passing thing on their way to their dinner reservations. I mean, this man was in a hoodie. I'm just saying. So I mean, whatever. But and then Megan Thee Stallion won for Best New Artist, and she won 2 other Grammys that night.
who's
Cardi
nominated
B,
for Best New Artist?
I like 100 people, man. Like it was, Giveon, I think, was in there. I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me. Let me see. Ingrid Andress, Phoebe Bridgers, Chica, Noah Cyrus, D Smoke, Doja Cat, and Kate Renata. So no, Giveon wasn't in that, but yeah.
Yeah, Megan would have definitely won
But shout out to Kate Renata, who won,
it.
first of all, not only his first Grammys, but he's the first black man to win for the electro pop album. uh Electro dance, excuse me. Super happy for him because it really shows that you can't box us in.
Hmm.
uh and he won for another song for featuring Kali Uchis, the 10% song, which is one of my favorites off of Bubba, the album that he won for. Just congratulations,
Montreal.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Montreal's own, Haiti's own. We're just taking the claim for all of it. So
And actually, there's another Montrealer too that won a Grammy. They're the work for his contribution to Kanye West project. Jesus is.
mm, wow, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Salute to him.
Kanye did win for Jesus King. So I was confused by the way they're dividing their gospel categories, because Kanye won for some type of gospel album, and then PJ Morton also won for another gospel album. So I didn't get that categories, but whatever. Um,
Oh, it's just to make sure that he stopped paying in all over the Grammys.
I can't believe they gave one to him after he did that. I was like, wow, y'all are dick suckers, aren't you? Um, but also the performance tip, Little Baby had an amazing performance that I
Yeah.
enjoyed very much. So Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion had a very interesting performance that I was surprised that CBS was showing. There was a lot of flipping going on. There was some simulated sex going on. It's like, okay, well, it was entertaining. I will
No,
say that.
you see what's funny? Because it goes back to the whole fiasco when Janet said because of the Super Bowl she got boycott of the Grammys and all that.
Hmm.
But now you have all of that live on TV. It's like, man, see,
Crazy.
I think
Time has changed, man.
yeah, they just don't keep that same energy.
Well, I mean, I feel like if this had happened to Janet in 2021, it wouldn't have been a thing. But 2004, the world was very different. Now, okay, so I'm done with the Grammys. I want to quickly just mention that Drake did something unbelievable. We
Oh,
talked
as he should. Did he shout the shout out to Bow Wow?
The
As
shout
he
out to Bow Wow
should.
was dope, because if
As
you'll have to be a real one to know that thank you song from Bow Wow. Because that's a dope song. But he was celebrating the fact that he was the first artist in history to debut 3 songs at number 1, 2, and 3 at the same time, simultaneously. I was quite shocked because I was like, I didn't realize that the Scary Hours EP had such a big impact. But this goes back to our conversation a couple weeks ago. It's still Drake time. You know, it's his Drake is still in full effect. Um, what's next is number one. Um, Lemon Pepper Freestyle is number three. So what's number two? What's I forget the name of the other song. Uh,
I didn't listen to it to be honest.
it literally goes in order of the EP. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's not that they're mediocre. Like in terms of Drake tracks, they're mediocre tracks, but they're enjoyable. So whatever Drake drops is clearly always gonna go number one and have chart success. His three songs is what's blocking "Leave That Door Open" from Silk Sonic, because Silk Sonic is number four right now, being blocked by Drake, and I think that is
I
quite
think
incredible.
I think within the next week, so Silk Sonic will be first.
Absolutely, because Bruno Mars
There's
is
no
a
way
chart
Bruno
topper.
Mars. Yeah, exactly. There's no way Bruno Mars track is not number one.
And that's why I was saying I think it was brilliant for Anderson to align himself with Bruno, because it's obviously I feel like it's going to benefit Anderson more than Bruno. Bruno is already a top tier artist, but Anderson is somebody that I find has been due for his blow up, and
He
it's
blows up
about to
already.
happen.
He did. You don't need to be number one.
No,
And
but I'm saying like right now it's about to be crazy because Bruno is fucking Bruno Mars.
yeah, I know, but Anderson Paak and he's on every project, even some songs that you don't even know he's been part of it.
No, I know that. I'm not saying that he hasn't had success. I'm saying he's about to go mainstream like he never dreamed of.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, if you say so. But no, but the thing is, like, I witnessed how big he was. Like when he came at the Jazz Fest, like I know you're gonna say, yeah, it was free, but people was
I wasn't
fine.
gonna say that.
And he came. Actually, he came twice to Jazz Fest, and both of time it was packed. One of the time it was outside. It was outside. It was jam packed, and people that wasn't even in the zone of the scene where he was performing was still listening to him from a distance. And his show that he did after that, the year after, inside of a venue, that shit was sold out like cakes. Like, man,
Because he has a huge fan base. Trust me, like there are music fans that love him. What I'm saying is he is about to get mainstream success. It's gonna go to another level.
okay, if you say so.
There's always another level, especially like
Out
Bruno
there.
Mars. Bruno Mars has been on top in with this type of music. I feel like adding Anderson Paak for him is brilliant as well because it elevates his art to a new level, and
Yeah.
for Anderson it elevates his popularity to a new level. So they're both benefiting off of each other.
Facts.
Um and then I want to
I
quickly
think
talk about.
just one last thing about Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak. I think that because you talk about Anderson Paak, how he would benefit from working with Bruno Mars, but I think Bruno Mars will benefit from working with Anderson Paak because the thing is that we have a certain, we know Bruno Mars is dope, but and we know he got talent, but we will really see like his raw talent, his pure talent, the same way as Anderson Paak.
Agreed. Agreed. Um And I want to address something that Anita Baker has asked us to do, and I hope that you guys do. It's gonna be tough for me because I'm a soul old school music fan. Love Anita Baker, love her tone, her voice, and a lot of times when I be cleaning on Saturdays, she's in my playlist. She's in all up in my playlist. But she has asked us to
Like them whole
stop.
folks out there,
Sorry.
you sounding like them whole folks out there.
Well, yo, the people, a lot of people on Twitter were mad about this because they're like, yo, this is my cleaning playlist. This is my stuff. Like, and people from our generation as well. Anita Baker has asked us to stop streaming her music currently as she's in the fight of her life for her masters. Her contract has expired on the date of the masters. She's supposed to be able to get them back, but the company is making her fight for them, which is extremely unfair, as we know they don't treat artists fairly. So in that case, she has asked us to stop streaming the music. So maybe if they stop making money, then they will, work with her and come to a sort of agreement for her masters. So I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think that that's fair to ask of her fans, and if y'all can't rock with that, like I don't know what to tell you.
Well, people don't care. I'm
I
sorry,
saw people. I saw people that are like, I'm still streaming it. I'm like, bro.
but I don't want to sound cold hearted. But it's like, yo, put yourself in like someone like me. I'm at home. in my little room in the crib. I'm trying to listen to music. You already rich. You sign what you get what you sign for.
But I'd rather listen to it illegally right now. Like if she's saying don't stream it, I'm not gonna make the company who owns her masters money. I'm gonna find a way to well, I didn't say that. Y'all didn't hear me say that. Forget that. I didn't say anything about illegal stuff. So
No, you
moving on.
literally by saying that you literally just confirm what I just said.
well, I'm not trying to make that company money. So if she wants, if that's what she's, it makes sense to me. I feel like it's ridiculous that they're holding off her masters, but again, the music industry fucking sucks. So there's that. So you know, and then y'all are mad about the Tinder background checks. Some people I saw were upset about this, but let me tell you something.
Yo, that shit crazy.
If you're mad about that, bro, like then there's something in your background. Cause y'all on Tinder, I always say this to my friend, I've never been on Tinder. I don't believe I ever will. There's other apps I've been on. This is the way of the world, apparently. Y'all don't know how to
You never
connect
been on
any other
any
way.
apps? No Inch, no Bumble, no Twitter, no POS.
No, I said I have been on apps. I just have never been on Tinder because Tinder was a wild jungle. From the things that I've heard, there's no rules up in that place. Okay, you guys are it's debauchery in there. So I was like, nope, I'm
Well,
not doing that. But now that there's background checks, a lot of y'all are gonna be deleting y'all's account. A lot of y'all criminal ass fraud ass niggas are about to delete your accounts.
well,
So
why should I? Yo, I don't know you like that. Like, first of all, we already in the era like just putting your infos out there. They ask you for your location every time that you open an app on your phone. First of all, that shit is creepy as fuck. So now I'm just trying to get some cheeks because we all know I'm not gonna play no game. If you go on Tinder to find love, that's good for you. I know some people they found love on Twitter, not Twitter.
yeah, but you also don't want to be
That's you. But
dating or fucking somebody who's been accused of, freaking assault with a deadly weapon or like
yeah, but
aggravated assault.
it's part of the game. Again, you get what you stand for. Sorry, you get
It's
what you
part
stand
of
for.
the game.
Sorry, it came out
What?
wrong, but like what I mean by that is like, yo, you clearly know if you go on these dating app, you gotta take your precautions. Be careful who you dealing with. You should like, okay, yeah, sometimes you might not expect the person. Like you go with the flow. It's like, all right, cool. But like, there's some way to finesse. I've been on dating apps. Trust me.
Wow.
There's a way to finesse. If I go with my feelings, if I see that there's something fishy, if I saw that I was about to get catfish, or like, me personally, what I used to do, send me your IG or send me your Snapchat. And then if I see a couple videos here and there, I'm like, okay, all right, she seems legit. Then if she's crazy, she's crazy. But like, I did.
Listen, Tinder,
That's how I
Tinder.
used to roll. Like me personally, like I don't see the point of asking for a background check.
I see the point. I have been in, and especially as a woman, I have been in some uncomfortable situations. Just specifically one, and then when I found out that the guy had a history of this based on certain things, I'm like, that could have been avoided.
Okay,
You know
but
what I mean?
first of all, did you link up with the guy?
Well, yeah, that's
Okay,
why I.
where did you link up?
Where?
At a bar, something public?
Well, you don't need to know all my business. I'll tell you that off air. But like,
Okay, it's all
just
good. You don't have to say. But see, that's my thing. I will never like. That's me personally. I always made sure before, not only Tinder but any dating app. Like when I was dealing with that, I made sure like, let's pull up like midday. Let's go for a walk just to see like because if I see you hear some weird shit or whatever, like it's already a dub for you. Sorry. I don't know, man. Some people like they just go out there, man. Like I salute you guys, people that act like that. But man, y'all ain't scared of shit.
But that's what I'm saying. So they're trying to help the hard-headed people by just putting the background check there because they're like, we know y'all are not going to be safe either way. So let's just take out all of our liability off of this shit, and let's just say, hey, we told you this nigga was crazy. So hey, you know.
No, I'm just imagining like an email like, hey, we told you this nigga was crazy. Thank you.
It says right there, ma'am, nigga is crazy.
Oh, sorry, but nah, but I don't know, man. Me, anyway, I'm not part of the game, and I'm out of the game. You already know. I brought my talent to South Beach, but anyway.
Oh, you're stupid. Let's listen. Let's move on to this Kirk Franklin situation here. Okay, so Mr. Kirk, I love the Lord Franklin, has been caught up in a little scandal here with his son, his grown son, who is 32 years old. He'll be 33 in May. Kirk really wanted us to know his age because he kept saying it. So
He's 33.
yeah, he's about to be 33.
What?
This is not a kid, by the way, but there is a
His
conversation.
son's
They've
33 or Kirk Franklin is 33?
Oh, the son, not Kirk.
Oh, okay, all right.
Whoa, no, Kirk is old.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm like, yo, I don't think so.
But yeah, so this they've had some issues in the past. They've very strained relationships, father and son, and the son kind of like posted a conversation where Kirk was speaking to him atrociously. We only hear Kirk's part of it. Like, who knows what the son said previously or whatever or after for that type of reaction, but basically he's calling him a bitch ass nigga. He threatened him multiple times, like some heavy threats, like like he's like, it's not funny because it's like, but he's like he threatened to kill him, kind of like decapitate him. It was wow, it was a Kirk I have never heard
See,
before.
that's my thing. Hold up. You see it? Hold up. Kirk Franklin, you know why I'm not gonna talk about him or say anything? Like,
Mm.
like it's not the first time that he been having issues, and he never shy away from the issues. He will actually talk about it. I remember he used to talk about the fact that he used to have like porn addiction.
Yep, yep.
Like, he been keeping the buck, so that's why I fuck with Kirk Franklin. He's not that typical like Christian guy, a gospel artist that trying to act clean and shit, and then like So man, look, the guy. First of all, like his that's his son that recorded him, right?
Yeah, his son.
So first of all, his son didn't have no business doing that. That's some fucked up shit.
I
Like
agree.
that's personal shit. Though. So he's wrong from the get go. I don't care what people say. And yo, when we get mad, we human. You can be Christian or whatever. Like yo, we all cursing sometimes. Like I don't. Yeah, maybe like you said that decapitating or whatever. But man, yeah, the amount of time we black. Come on, the amount of time like our parents treat us like, oh, I brought you to earth and I will damn take you out of this earth. Like the amount of
But
time parents be saying some crazy shit like that. So
what I will say
if
is,
we recorded that shit, it would have been like a regular day in the hood.
yeah, absolutely. I'm completely in disagreement of him recording it and posting it. I believe that they're both at a point where they're kind of exhausted with the relationship. I've seen these type of toxic relationships before and I know how it goes. I don't have it with my parent. I'm grateful because I can't imagine either me talking to my parent that way or them talking to me, because that's intense. Because we talking about, there's cussing at your kid and then there's what I heard on that tape, and that's
Yeah.
I mean, and I understand you because what I was because before I heard the actual recording and I saw people talking about the situation online, I was like, oh, I mean, what's wrong with that? He's a father. He got pissed off. Like, honestly, y'all think Christians don't cuss? He might not cuss in his God song or when he's preaching the gospel or whatever, but in his personal life, I'm sure he cusses at times. Like, there are pastors and there are people of the Christian faith who have talked about, like being real in that aspect, as you said, like his addiction to pornography. There's that pastor that's called the cussing pastor. There's an artist called Sir the Baptist that talks about smoking weed and all this stuff, where he's like, yo, like, I want to be real about Christian life and all that stuff. So we've seen that aspect. That's not new. I was like, yo, that's not a big deal. He cussed his son out. It's a family drama. But when I heard the tape, I was like, I was like, oh shit, like, because it was very like, it's just because I've thought about my parents initially. I was like, oh, my parents have cussed me out, but they've never. I don't see what I would have to do to get it. It has to be bad. Like, it has to be something that's we don't know 90% of that situation because it's really
So
intense what
your
happened.
parents never told you, oh, they're gonna kill you because they were so mad.
My parents never
Oh,
told me they were gonna kill me. No, but
you on my back. They never told you that. Oh, come on, man.
wait,
No,
I don't know about
let me
that.
tell you something. Asians, for the listeners that are not Asians or black, trust me, black people have the most.
They told me they'd put Madishon on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is
But
yeah.
they've
They even curse your own. Yeah, they even curse your own relatives sometimes. Yo, I sit at Papa, like how Asian be. They be like so
yes,
rude.
yes.
The way that they talk, like for me, and it's not even like just Asians. To be honest, I know some. I have some Jamaican friends, or like they telling me the same shit. Like, yo, man, my parent be cursing the fuck out of me sometimes. So I don't see what's wrong, to be honest, man. Like,
I
I
think
don't have anything to say about that. Like, that's something that should have been personal. That's some bitch
it
ass.
should have been private, and I don't think he needed to apologize because that just made it weird. Because it's just like that's your situation with your son. Why are you apologizing to us? If he was offended by what was said, you call your son and you talk to him about what was said. But you don't need to apologize to me because I don't. You didn't cuss me out and you didn't call me a bitch ass nigga. I don't give a fuck. But
Man, it's facts. I agree with the bitch ass nigga. His son is a bitch ass nigga for
we man,
doing that
okay,
shit. That's
but
a
we
bitch ass
can't
move.
call him. See, but we don't know the situation, Clarence, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like a family thing, and I can't like take either side because I don't know what the son has done. I don't know what Kirk has done. I don't really know the
Man,
situation.
whatever
All I
it is, like even if it's like if it's your personal relationship with your girl or your son or whatever, man, don't put that shit out there. The minute that you put your shit out there, it's a dub.
because Clarence, your dad wouldn't talk to you like that. I don't think he would. Not like that though. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. My bad.
Man, trust me, man. You would curse the shit out of me, and then in the next 20 minutes, I'll shake look one. Like, yeah,
Really?
come on,
Because see,
man.
because I've had because me and my mom we go at it. We'll have discussions, but I there was something about the tone of that conversation where that seemed like I don't fuck with you, nigga. Like I just don't fuck with you. Like leave me the fuck alone. And I was like, damn, like what happened? What had happened? Like it made me a little nosy because I'm like, I wonder what he did because nobody gets to that point by themselves. It seems like this was not the first time they've had that type of conversation. He was just fed up and he put it online. I completely disagree with him putting it online, as we said, but sometimes people make bad decisions when they're angry. Just like Kirk made a bad decision. He's a Christian man. He probably was like he felt bad about it afterwards. He's like, yo, I shouldn't be talking to people like that in general. And then I'm sure maybe, well, hopefully the son felt bad about it when he posted it. Because sometimes you do shit out of emotion and then you think about it like that was stupid. But you can't take back on the internet. That's the thing. Once it's up there, it's up there.
Anyway, to be honest, like when I saw that, well, there's two things. The first thing when I saw that right away, like I don't care. I didn't care what he said. I focused on the fact that yo, you just pulled that shit. That's some bitch ass move. And I don't know. And I don't know if you saw that Plies video. He was like, "Man, I need Kirk Franklin on an album."
I saw Ply say that wasn't my dog Kirk. That was me. That was that was me on that call. I was like, that's funny. But honestly, what I will say to the Christians who are mad, I saw some Christians that are mad. I
And
I just
yo, sorry man, to all my Christian out there, man, y'all are full of because man, trust me,
no, you could say
any
shit. They're full.
Christian
They're
would
full of shit.
curse. Any Christian would
Yeah, a Christian will curse. Now, I'm not going to argue with the fact. I'm not going to argue with someone that he shouldn't have talked to his son that way. That's debatable, and that's if you depending on what you believe, it's fair. Because for me, I was looking at it like I don't think I would talk to my child that way. That's for me. So we can debate that fact. But to say, oh, he shouldn't have been cussing, bruh, stop. Like people cuss. Christians cuss, whoever cuss. Like we don't know their family situation. And I will say, like in terms of toxic family members, and what I've seen, that situation was very reminiscent of a very toxic situation that I've seen. It was like, oh, I've seen this, and I know that it's not good. From you know what I mean, they need to probably do some therapy, maybe some separate therapy, and then when it gets calm, maybe like try and do some therapy together. But there's a lot going on there. He mentioned his family never being there for him, and he did a series of posts, and he kind of feels abandoned. I don't know where that comes from, and we do know that in the past, Kirk has had a very strenuous relationship with his own family and how he was abandoned as a child. So I'm not a psychologist, but I do know that patterns sometimes repeat themselves. And
I don't know, man. That's too sorry, man, but that's too much explanation. That's their business.
yeah, that's
It
true.
doesn't change the fact that it's wrong what the kid did. That's what they like.
Yeah, but see, you're saying with the kid because I was trying to just honestly talk in general about like what is right and wrong to do with a family member, not just in terms of Kirk and his son, but in general. For me, if I have a child, there's a certain way I feel like I will not speak to them, and I do even as much as my parents have disrespected me as being black parents. We know I don't want to bash my parents on here, but as much as they've said shit to me, I do feel like there's a limit. There's a place you don't go.
Man, there's a place that you don't go, but parents gonna be parents. And me, that's the way that I see it. It depends. Like how can I say that? Me, I'll give you an example. Like I'm not putting my business out there, but my dad, like, there's some shit that he's gonna cross the line. Like, I can't do shit about it. At the end of the day, parents gonna be parents. They older. They're not gonna change for you.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
yeah, he raised you or whatever. I never, me, I had my dad in my life. Like, don't get me wrong. I grew up with my dad. I didn't have no mom. My mom passed away when I was a kid. So, like, yo, like, at one point, I wasn't. Yes, I never had issues with my dad, but I wasn't close like that. But at one point, we got closer. But of course, from here and there, he would cross that line.
Hmm.
And of course, I would be mad and be like, "Man, fuck this nigga, man." You know, when you mad for 2 3 days,
Of
and then
course,
like,
of
yo,
course.
back to business. That's how it is. But like, I'm not saying that's the same situation. But sometimes with parents, that's how it is. That's how it is. Even like sometimes my girl, sometimes she can have some argument with her mom and shit, and then the day after, man, back to business. They doing mass together, and like, man,
Absolutely.
they chilling. That's how
That's
it
me
is.
and my mom. I love my
But
mom, but
sometimes
she
it
gets
gives you,
disrespectful, bro.
yeah, they get disrespectful. But you know what's crazy about it? Man, sometimes you're being petty. They don't even give a fuck about like that shit the day after. They will come back to their own. They will come back to it when it's convenient for them and be like, I remember when you did that and this and that. But they don't even think about that shit.
Yeah, that's my thing about black parents. Like, I mean, I I'm generalizing. Obviously, it's not everybody the same, but I do wish that they sometimes apologized because, like, honestly, I don't know for you, but for me, some of the things, yeah, I get over it and we continue life. But some of the stuff, it's like I wish you would acknowledge that that was hurtful. Like, and you don't expect me to just do things for you, or I'm supposed to just be over it because you're my parent and you can say whatever the fuck you want to me and you can disrespect me whenever. I don't like that, especially with Haitians. They have this mentality that like your mother could say anything to you. I've had discussions with my parents where like, my mom and I will be going at it, and I'll say something, and my dad will be like, "Oh no, mais c'est maman," like, or that's that's your mom. And I'm like, well, so who cares? So she can talk to me however she wants because I am the kid in the situation, and you're the parent. I could I have to take it. That's my thing because, and I'm not even talking about disrespecting back because, well, I'm talking about defending myself. I'm not even allowed to defend myself because this person is my mother. I think that's unfair, and I think that a lot of people in society, like, they think that, like, honestly, and to take the example of Kirk and his son, if the son had responded back in some disrespectful ass shit, like, would he? I'm not saying he'd be right, but if he had defended himself or said, "Hey, don't call me a bitch ass nigga because this, and that, and this that you've done," without even calling him out of his name, just by like listing out some stuff, I don't think he would have been wrong. But people would be like, "Oh, you can't talk to your parent that way. You can't." I think that's unfair, and we condition black children, black offspring, to not value themselves.
Well, you see, that's my thing. At the end of the day, you will never win with a parent with parents. You know why you will never win? Because whatever you do, they'll talk. And even if you defend yourself and you have a valid point, you will lose. So there's nothing you can do. And your dad, I understand where he's coming from. Man, sometimes, man, you choose your battle. Me, that's what I figured in life. You choose your battles. With the parents, that's how it is. You choose your battles.
Mm,
That's it. And you know something
okay.
else? You know
Yeah.
something else?
Yeah.
Man, you see how you talking about your mom? Trust me, you're gonna be the same. You're gonna do the same shit without
I
knowing.
hope not. I pray not. I pray to break the
Yeah,
cycle, man.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I've
You're
talked
gonna do
about
the
this
same
with
shit.
some of
Trust me,
some
I
of
see.
my male friends. We've talked about breaking the cycle and not continuing the toxic trauma that our parents have put in us. I don't want to treat my son differently than my daughter. I don't want to speak to my children in that way and not listen to them. And like I would hope that I don't perpetuate those same cycles.
Like me, trust me, like yo, I see it with my cousins and like my sisters, with my nieces. Like yo, they do some shit sometimes. Like yo, you need to chill, man. But I'm like, man, all right, that ain't my kid. But anyways, like they're not on some foul shit, by the way. But but like yo, they just literally doing some stuff that either my mom or my dad used to do, or my auntie or whatever. Same shit. It's like yo,
It's learned behavior, but it takes, as we're the new generation and we know better, we do better. We need to consciously make these decisions
I'm
to change some of those patterns that bring us down for generations and generations and generations.
there's some stuff, of course, like I will never like tell my kids or like be my me. Like it's not the same thing, but like it's kind of in the same vein. I will never tell my kids like I don't want you to do that job, or like I will never like. There's a lot of stuff like I will never.
Mm-hmm.
tell my kids or don't want my kids to do because I know what it did to me.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I agree with you on breaking the cycle, but there's some stuff sometimes, trust me, man. The same way you be telling like that, yeah, my mom talk a whole lot of shit, man. She be talking out the side of her neck. Man, boom, boom, boom. Yo, when you gonna have your kids, oh Derek, go clean your fucking yo, trust me, you're gonna curse the shit out of him just for him to go take a bath.
Yeah,
Trust
I
me.
mean, listen. You know what? I really want to hear you guys' opinion on this. Make the inbox boom because we
And
need your opinions this week. Breakdown to lowdown at gmail.com. That's breakdown the number 2 lowdown at gmail.com because I need to know which way you guys are leaning with this. And
can I have one
absolutely,
can I
of
have
course,
one
we
last thing?
want you guys to follow us on all.
Can I have one
Yeah,
last thing
yeah.
on that? My bad to cut you, but like you see what like is like he probably did some shit before and he didn't record that part.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
So
absolutely.
that's my main thing on that.
Everybody's always going to try to make themselves look right. That's
Yeah,
anybody.
but anyways, so yeah, you can wrap up.
But yeah, so we want your thoughts on this, and also of course in our inbox and our email, but also on social media, hit us up at breakdown to lowdown on Instagram, at real_b2l on Twitter, and just search breakdown to lowdown on Facebook. All of those are with the number 2 and not the word 2. Make sure that you check out this week's wind down on our Instagram page, talking about Beyonce, is she overrated? What's with all the Grammys? What are your thoughts on that? And yeah, rate us, subscribe wherever you can rate us, and share, of course. And we're not gonna do final thoughts this week because the whole episode's been a final thought. So
Final thought?
I said no final thoughts.
Oh, no final thought. Oh, my bad.
Because I mean we've been giving final thoughts the whole episode, but we will see you guys next week.
All right, peace.